Monique calls Brielle on a Wednesday afternoon, 3:37 p.m. or so, right after Monique's stand-up rap. Girl, that's how it starts. Just girl. You are not going to believe what I did last week. I connected my work email to Claude. Brielle on the other end going, okay. It saved me hours, Brielle. Okay. And I learned 3 things I will never do again as long as I live. Pour glass. I'm telling you everything. Mama, today's episode is Monique's story. Frame this in your head as me relaying a conversation I heard on a friend's speakerphone because connectors, Claude's email integration, ChatGPT's Google or Gmail connector, all the tools that give AI access to your data, they are powerful. They are also high stakes and most how to set up X content on the internet skips the governance entirely. That's where you and I are going to be different today. Let me break this down. Welcome to AI for Working Moms, the podcast where we explore how artificial intelligence is changing the way we live, work, and raise the next generation. If you've been curious about AI, but also a little overwhelmed by how fast things are moving, you are not alone. Right now, millions of people are experimenting with AI tools, but very few people truly understand how to use them with confidence. That's what this show is here to change. Each week, we break down artificial intelligence into simple, practical ways so you can use it at work, at home, and in preparing your family for the future. And on some of our episodes, we open up a segment called Ask AI, where listeners submit real questions about work, parenting, and everyday life with AI, and we explore how artificial intelligence can help. Even though the title says Working Moms, this conversation is so much bigger than that. Because even if you're not a working mom yourself, she exists in your life, your family, or your community. When she understands the future of technology, the entire tribe benefits. So I'm your host, Lakeisha Holloway. Let's step into the future of work together. So Mama, here's where we are right now in June 2026. Every AI tool is racing to give you connectors. Claude has them. ChatGPT has them. Google's tools have them. Microsoft tools have them. A connector is a permission slip. You tell AI, yes, you can see my calendar. Yes, you can see my emails. Yes, you can look in my drive. Once you grant the permission, AI can now do amazing things. It can summarize your inbox. It can find documents. It can draft replies to messages you haven't even read yet. You can also see things you might not want to see. Yes, it can act on information you'd want to verify first. It can connect data you wouldn't even connect on your own. So today, what connectors actually are, the 3 categories of data sorted by risk, and the 3 things Monique will never do again. Forget this jargon here. Forget MCP, forget API, forget integration. None of those words matter for what I'm about to say. A connector is a key. Imagine you hired a contractor to do some work in your home. You can either be there every time they need to come over, to let them in, watch them work, lock the door when they leave. That's exhausting. Or you can give them a key. Now, they can come and go. They can do their work without you having to be there. That's efficient. But you only give the key to the contractor you trust. And you take the key back when the job is done and possibly change the locks to your house. That's just me. A connector is that key. You've given your AI tool access to your data, your email, your calendar, your drive, without having to be there every time. Convenient and also worth thinking through twice. 3 categories. Sort your data into one of these before you even think about connecting. Category 1, low risk, your calendar. Your calendar is mostly times and titles. Doctor's appointments Tuesday at 2. Team stand up Wednesday at 9. Not particularly sensitive. Most people you work with already share their calendars. This is the safest connector to test first. Category 2, medium risk, personal email, family stuff, school communication, household coordination. Your personal email has more sensitive content than your calendar. Names of family members, addresses, schedules, occasionally financial information. Still, useful to connect, but worth understanding what the AI can see before you just flip the switch. Now, category 3, high risk. Work email, work drive, everything covered by NDA, a client agreement, or your company's data policy. This category do not touch until you've checked with your organization's AI policy. Many of us already are at category 3 at work and have no idea that 1, you can ask Microsoft Copilot or whatever tool that you have to summarize email that you received, summarize a meeting that took place, summarize some documents that are on your drive, and create an email about expectations about an upcoming meeting the following week. Can I tell you how many times I use that every week? So I don't want you to touch this category unless you've spoken to your organization's AI policy. If you are an entrepreneur and you run your own business, you are the policy. So you have to create one on your own and create guardrails for yourself. So some companies have explicit rules, some have implicit rules, some haven't even thought about it yet, but you will be surprised how most have, and they have AI policy in place. So in this case, you start having a conversation with your leadership before you do anything in this high risk category. Match the connector at the risk level. Start with category 1, test there first, and then decide how do you move next. Okay, so I know you want to know what Monique's 3 were. So number 1, she granted blanket permission instead of per task permissions. When Claude asked her, do you want me to be able to read all of your emails going forward? She said yes, because she was in a hurry. What she should have done was to just give it permission per task. Read this thread for me. Read just the emails or the messages from this person. Very specific, bounded, and revocable. She gave the contractor a key to her whole house. She should have given it a key to just one room. Number 2, she didn't read the data retention policy. And that's where a lot of us miss it because you just are not aware of it. And that's why you're listening to this episode today. Most connectors store your data on the AI company's servers, at least temporarily. For how long? It depends. Where? It depends. Searchable by their staff? It depends. Monique didn't read any of that before connecting. She assumed her data was treated the same way as her chat history. It might be gone. It might not be. The terms are different for every tool. Number 3, she forgot to revoke after the one-time task. She connected her work email for one task to summarize a project thread her boss asked her about. 3 weeks later, the connector was still alive. 3 weeks out of access, she forgotten she granted. Revoke buttons exist for this reason. Every connector should have a one-click revoke. Use it as soon as the task is done. Reconnect when you need to. This is the episode where the full after framework lands, all 5 letters, because connectors are where governance really gets real. Agency, you decide what gets connected and you can disconnect, not the platform, you. Fairness, The data flowing through your connector belongs to other people too, clients, family, coworkers. Their consent matters. Transparency. You should be able to see what the agent did with your data. If the tool doesn't show you, that's a flag. Empathy. A work email summary should remind you that real humans wrote those emails. Reading their concerns through an AI summary doesn't replace reading their concerns yourself. Reliability. Verify before you act on anything the agent surfaced from a connected source every single time. 5 letters: agency, fairness, transparency, empathy, reliability. This is exactly why the AFTER framework exists, not for theory, but for the Wednesday afternoon when you're about to grant your AI access to your inbox. Here's what I want you to do this week. If you've never connected anything, pick the lowest risk option, Calendar. Connect just Calendar, run one task, and just see how it feels. I also want you, if you work in a corporate environment, to find out about your AI policy. We talked about this in several episodes. Find out about what that policy is and what you have access to with your AI tools at work. We have several meetings and several work groups that talk about Microsoft Copilot and get us acclimated to that environment, what we can do, what we cannot do, our AI policies at work. You may have received an email and just missed it because you were too busy doing everything else. Take some time, block your calendar off to see or to just inquire about what your AI policies are at work so you can start performing better, more effectively, more efficiently, and faster. So if you've already connected things, open every connection you have right now. Pull up your account settings, list every connector that's currently active. For each one, ask, do I still need this? Is it scoped correctly? Have I read the retention policy? If the answer to any of those is no or I don't know, revoke. Reconnect later when you have time to set it up properly. And if you're in a leadership role at your job, a manager, a director, VP, team lead, share this episode with someone on your team. I mean it. Forward it. Drop it in Slack. Send the show notes link. Responsible AI adoption at work is not just personal productivity play. It's not just personal productivity. It's a leadership move. You setting the example for governance is what makes it safe for everyone else on your team to use these tools. That's the AFTER framework in action. And come to the playground and tell me what you've connected, what you revoked, and what you learned. I want to see all of the stories. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. A connector is a key. You're the one who decides who gets one. You're the one who takes it back when the job is done. You stay the locksmith of your life. You got this, mama, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for spending time with me on AI for Working Moms. If today's episode helped you see artificial intelligence a little differently or gave you one idea you can actually use, take one moment to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. It helps more people discover the show and build confidence with AI. And if you're wondering where you and your kids currently stand with AI, I have 2 resources for you. I created a short quiz called What's Your AI Confidence Level as a Working Mom? It takes just a few minutes and will help you understand your starting point and your next step. Also, if you're a parent thinking about the future for your kids, I have an AI readiness scorecard for them to help you assess and prepare your child for the future of work in the age of artificial intelligence. So you have 2 options. You can take the AI confidence quiz for yourself or explore the kids' AI resource scorecard to see where your child stands. How about you try both? You'll find the links in the show notes. And if you have a question you'd like featured in future shows, you can submit it
for the Ask AI segment at LaKeishaHolloway.com/podcast. All of my resources mentioned are linked from that page. And finally, if you would like a place where you could actually practice what we talk about here, I invite you to join the AI Confidence Playground. It's a free community where people come together, learn, experiment, and build real confidence using artificial intelligence. Remember, you do not have to do everything, and you do not have to do it all at once. You can excel professionally without sacrificing your family on the altar of success. This is AI for Working Moms, because the future of work should work for moms too. I'll meet you in the next episode.